Hi guys, in this session we are going to discuss on dependency injection and Spring. Let's start it now. The topics what we are going to discuss in the sessions are what is dependency injection, types of dependency injection, constructor injection and setter injection. Let's see what is dependency injection now. Dependency injection is a design pattern that removes the dependency of the programs. So when we try to create an object inside another object, basically we are getting a problem called as a tightly coupled. To make that object as a loosely coupled and Spring framework, we are using a design pattern called as dependency injection. So we are going to solve that problem is we are going to provide the object information in an XML file. Doing this, we can make our code loosely coupled and easier for testing. Let's see like how many ways we can able to inject our dependency injection. So there are two ways to inject the dependency by using an constructor and then by using an setter injection. So let's see what is constructor injection. So constructor injection can inject the dependency through an argument called as a constructor argument element. So we create an object in Spring Framework by using an bean, right? Similarly, through an constructor argument, we can able to pass the values to the constructor from your XML file. What all the values we can able to inject is, we can inject the primitive values and string based values, and then dependent object variable you can able to pass it, and collection like list, map and set. This all a type of collection you can able to use it by using an constructor injection. So let us discuss one by one now. So in this session, we are going to discuss on primitive one string based constructor injection. So here I created a class called employee, and then I created a variable name and ID, and then I created a constructor, and then through the method I am displaying your name and ID over here. And then for the constructor, I'm passing a value from my XML file. So I'm creating a bean and ID is A, and then the class we have to give the package name dot class name. And then by using the element constructor argument, value is equal to xxx. A value should always enclose with double quote. It may be a string or integer or double or float, whatever it may be. A value should always enclose with double quote. And then we have to say what type it is. So first we are passing a string. So this type is a string type and we have to close the constructor argument. Another argument what we have an employee is integer. So construct our argument value is equal to 1000, type is equal to int, and 1000 is go for the respective argument in the employee constructor. So this is how we are going to pass the value from your XML file to the employee class. Let's see an example in the Eclipse. In the Eclipse, I already created a class for an employee. In the employee class, I already have name, ID and salary, and I created a constructor for this, and then I'm using a method called show method. By using the show method, I'm displaying all of this. And then I'm going for an XML. So in the XML, I created a bean ID is equal to emp1 and class is equal to package name dot class name. So my package name is com.package1.spring.employee. And then the first argument what I have here is string, integer and double. So first I'm passing a string type, second is integer type and third is a double type. So this all the values will be going for the employee class constructor. And then to connect your employee class and XML file, in the last session we have discussed what is ClassPath XML application context is used for connecting your application and XML file. So by creating an object of class part XML application contacts, we are configure our XML file over here, and then we have to get the bean information from the XML, so that we have a method called getBean which is present inside your class part XML application contacts. By using the reference variable, we are using getBean, and first we have to give the bean ID. So the bean ID what I have mentioned here is CMP1. So the same idea I have to mention here, and then you have to display your employee class. GetBean object is going to return the information of employee class. So by using the employee class reference variable, we are calling the show method. Once I run this program, say I'm getting the value as Raj 1001, 2, 3, 4.45. So by using a constructor injection, you can pass in primitive values and string based values. So the second one what we are going to see is dependency object by using a constructor injection. So consider I created here two class. So I created a two class here. One is class employee, another one is class address. And then I have injected the address object, address reference variable in the employee class. So when I creating the constructor for the employee class, the name, ID and address. And then for an address class, I created a name, address and pin code. For this, we created a constructor. So this is we call it as a dependency injection, right? We are creating the address reference variable in the class employee. Now, how we are going to overcome this problem is, first I'm going to create an bean for an address object, and then we are going to create another bean for an employee class. So let me take bean ID is equal to any ID name and class is package name dot class name. So I'm passing, and by using a constructor argument, I'm passing and values to the address class constructor. And then bean ID is equal to a class, and then I'm creating a bean for an employee class. For name and ID, I'm passing and value. Coming to an address, what I'm using here is reference bean. So the job of reference bean is go and point out to the respective bin with whatever name I have given here. So what it do is it go and point to the bin whose name as add, and then that respective information will be sending to that respective constructor. So when I say refer bin is equal to add means add will be going here, then it goes and point to the bean ID which is there in the XML, and then it is going to pass XX606603. So let's see this example in the Eclipse now. Okay, we already created a employee class. So let us go and create another class called address. And then let me take the pin code. Let me go and create a constructor. Okay, I created a constructor for this respective class, and I'm going for an employee class. I'm going to take an address reference variable A1. So here I'm going to say address A1. So I'm going to say this dot A1 is equal to A1, and here plus A1. Okay. So and then we go for an XML. Let me go and create an object for the address now. Bean ID is equal to add. and class is equal to com dot package one dot spring dot address, and then we have to pass an arguments to the constructor. So let me copy this. So let me take XXX is the address, and for the pin code I'm going to say 60600. And then coming to an employee, we have another argument called the address, right? For that we have to say constructor argument, and we have to mention a reference bean. So it go on point to the bean is add, and then close it off. Okay, now it go on point to the bin add. So once I create an information object of an emp1, I can able to get the information of an address. So when I go for my main class, the same thing I can have it, because by using an employee class I can able to get the information of the address class also. So let me run this program. Okay, perfect. Raj 1000 and is giving me the fully qualified name, so that we have to override the toString method in the address class. Yes, let me run the program again. So address is printing XXS and pin code is 606. So that's what we have mentioned in the XML, right? So by creating an employee object, we can able to get the information of the address class. So it's printing me addresses XX and 60606 once I call my show method in the employee class. So this is how we are removing the object which is tightly coupled to one loosely coupled by using an constructor injection. So dependency injection is a kind of design pattern to remove the tightly coupled object into one loosely coupled. So by using an XML file and then by using an reference bin, we are making our object as a loosely coupled in Spring framework. In the next section, we will be discussing on collection by using an constructor injection, and then we will be discussing on setter injection, guys. Thank you.